INS power off was at 16:35 GMT.
INOS power off at 16:35. Thanks.
Meg, I'm sorry, I misread the clock. It's at 04:35, not 16:04.
I copy 4:35 GMT. That makes sense. Thanks. Endeavour, this is Houston. Are you ready for the event? KPIX TV, this is Houston. Please call Endeavour for a voice check.
This is Houston. Please call Endeavour for a voice check.
Endeavour, this is KPIX TV. How do you hear me?
KPIX TV, how do you hear me?
We read you loud and clear. How us?
To get the lay of the land.
Sounds good. Thank you.
It's my confidence. Thanks. You know where to run.
What has been the highlight so far on your mission?
Okay, it sounds like we have a little bit of a delay, but we've been up here about 7.5 calendar days, but since we launched at the end of our very first day, we're on flight day 9, so we've had 8 wake-ups. And in that period of time, we've had the launch, we've inspected our heat shields, we've joined up with the space station, we've completed 2 spacewalks, we've installed the AMS particle detector, Taz installed the ELC spare parts for the ISS, and a bunch of other stuff. So we've gotten a lot done in this first week.
Went on the spacewalk. How was that like?
Spacewalk?
Spacewalk.
Well, that was my first spacewalk, and you know, that was the most intense thing I've ever done in my life. That was really amazing. It's really amazing that humans can really do this. It's not science fiction. It's absolutely real, and it was amazing. It was a lot of fun, and it was a big difference between the night and the day. You know, first thing I did when I went out there is I kind of wanted to do a little you know, look, Mom, no hands kind of thing. But with one hand holding on a handrail, kind of just leaned back and looked at the Earth below, 220 miles below. And, you know, what an amazing thing to be floating there, holding on to the space station, flying around the Earth with the Earth below like that. Just incredible. You know, at night it was very strange, actually, because it was kind of like scuba diving in a way on a coral wall, because there's a void all around you, just a total black void, and the only thing that, you know, sort of connects you back to reality is this handrail in front of you that your headlamp is lighting up, and everything else is just this endless void that you have no idea how far it is to anything. It was very, very surreal, very, very, very interesting. But the work went great, and you know, and we're trained so well to, you know, every part of the process is so methodical that we just kind of step through it and just keep going, and that kind of distracts you from, you know, getting lost in all the emotions and the spectacle of it all.
How long have you had the dream of going into space and being an astronaut?
Going into space and being an astronaut.
Did you hear that?
How long is it to train, maybe, or to?
Could you repeat the question? It was a little bit broken.
Have you had this dream of being an astronaut?
I think we'll both answer that one, Tim. My first dream of being an astronaut was when I was 7 years old, back in 1969. It was July the 20th, and I was in central Michigan at my grandparents' house watching the lunar landing for the very first time on a black and white TV with my brother and sister, Mom and Dad. And Taz probably has a similar story.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. At the same time, the same event. It's his box. He's just a little bit older than me, So I was 6 years old. I was going to be 7 in a month.
Yeah, okay, fine.
And my family was on a vacation in Florida, and we got to watch the launch of Apollo 11. And my dad was a real fanatic of the space program, and I used to watch Star Trek with him all the time. And when we saw that launch, I told him at that time, that's what I want to do, and somehow managed to keep the dream alive my whole life.
Question. We have about a minute. This is the next to the last mission for the Space Shuttle program. What do you think is the future for space exploration?
Well, I think we're exploring people, and we're going to explore outer space. Right now, the shuttle's retired. She's done a great job for us, or retiring, and we've got this mission and one more. But we've got the space station to look forward to, and then some new technologies that'll come over the horizon. Let's go on.
You know, it's amazing how much equipment is up here right now. I mean, we got almost a 1 million pound space station with a space shuttle attached. There's 12 people on board. There's 16 countries involved, and it's amazing what's going on up here. It's amazing how far we've come in the last 50 years. Just incredible. And although it's the end of an era for the space shuttle, and it may take a few years for the next vehicles to evolve, there's no doubt in my mind that this is going to be a great platform, the space station, for learning about how to explore further and doing science in space that will help us do that and help us back on Earth. And things are really going to continue. I think there'll be more and more people in space, and we'll continue to explore.